Credit to our guys. We spoke after the game in terms of executing a game plan, especially when you're switching defenses like that. Sometimes it can create a lot of confusion. But our guys locked in on the game plan. We changed some things up defensively in our man, and went back and forth with our defenses. And it certainly our guys took that and ran with it and executed it. So credit to our guys for taking that approach, and especially after the loss in Orlando and figuring out what we can do different and executing that. It was a night and day difference.
Josh, talk about the switching defenses and what you saw out of the zone, because you used that as much as I can remember this year. Did you like what you saw? Did you go in thinking, okay, this is something we can lay our hat on?
Yeah, we thought that they're not the best 3-point shooting team by any means, and they really pounded down low on us, and I didn't want them, trying to manage Jesse. That's been an issue in terms of keeping him out of foul trouble. I thought that was probably our best option to do so, if we could get as many zone possessions as possible with him. And we rebounded fairly well out of it, which shouldn't really be the case, but we're not exactly a normal team over the course of the year, so we've shown some crazy anomalies. But regardless, those guys locked in and figured, we got kind of punched in the mouth down there in Orlando, and we didn't back down tonight. And I think one of the keys, looking back at it, they threw that token press at us, and we didn't go side to side with it and slow our offense down, and we kind of attacked it early, which I think was a critical part of the game, where we weren't kind of playing offense on our heels, which we were in Orlando.
So with the strategy and knowing their tendencies, the fact they shoot 38 threes tonight, probably, that's what you're hoping for, I guess.
Yeah, they were averaging about 6 3-point makes a game, if I remember correctly. And so, like I told our guys, they're going to make some shots, and we just can't get frustrated when they do, because, we put that's what we're going to live with. And when you talk about putting together a game plan, it's always what you're going to live with, and that's what we're going to live with. If they made some shots from the perimeter, they made some, but I thought that was our best chance of winning, and it materialized.
Josh, I asked you after the last game about the offense with Jesse in versus Jesse out and the adjustments that you have to make. Anything specific you tried to emphasize with that tonight? It seemed like the continuity was good no matter who was on the floor.
If you look back to the game in Orlando, they're going to put a lot more pressure on Ray. They put a lot more pressure on Kerr, Noah, all those guys, because we didn't have that inside presence to go to. So, Pat was playing really well at that time, but it's kind of unfair for him. He's not a natural 5 to go against a guy like Diallo. And Diallo, consequently had 14 and 12 in that game. And it was a little different tonight. And, Jesse was the one with the double-double, 15 and 10. So, having him made a tremendous difference, especially opening up our guard play.
Statistically, Kerr spreading out the assists 7-1, I think, in turnovers, and all of the stats, kind of spread out. Is that what you were hoping for with his addition way back over the summer? And how does the offense work when he's operating that effectively?
No, he was really, really good tonight. And, as a team, 15 assists. We're plus on assist to turnover ratio, but 15 assists, 15 or more, usually we're pretty good. 7-1, credit to him, and he really controlled the game in several aspects that it's nice for a first-year head coach to have a guy with that type of experience out there that can control the game. So he did an excellent job, and I'll be the first to admit I put our guys in a terrible position a couple of times that I can look back and learn from this game too. So it's good to have veterans out there. I got a little lackadaisical late in terms of taking care of the ball against their pressure and getting in the right position, but kind of let our guard down there.
Coach, their coach talked about, besides the difference of Edwards from the last game, it seemed to him that you guys are starting to gel and there was more chemistry in this game compared to that. Is that your estimation too, and how do you keep that moving? Because now you're going to have a few days break until another big game, and then it's going to get clumped together. So you're not coming off a losing streak. Now you're coming off a win.
Yeah.
To keep that going.
Well, we have to take tomorrow off, so that is what it is. And this time of year, any day off is and get your legs under you and get your mind right and turn the page. And I think that's going to be as critical as anything. So we'll have 2 days of prep before we go on that 2-game road trip. But that's one of the best defenses we'll see all year. That's it. They rival Houston's defense in the half court. So it's going to be a challenge, but we need to figure out, and especially look back at even the game last night, Houston and Iowa State, and how they attacked each other, but also how we handled it. The Houston defense. So. But that game we played without Jesse Edwards too, so they can put, like I said earlier, without Jesse they can put a lot more pressure on our guards.
Coach, I need a rules clarification on the goaltending with Noah's shot. They review it like 30 seconds later. I didn't know. I mean, is that possible? Are they allowed to do that? I mean, what?
They are. I mean, it's they're just waiting for the dead ball situation, a timeout situation, so they can take a look at it.
Okay, so you can retroactively go back and look at it.
Well, I would assume they can because they did.
All right. Well, can they go
I'd
back
like them to review a lot of things, but
can they go back to 2008 and review that?
I remember that vividly.
Hey, Josh, did you have a hunch that going zone would kind of take Diallo out of the game? I mean, literally took him out of the game.
No, I mean Jesse helped too. I mean, like I said, when we didn't have Jesse, it was always an issue, like to double or not to double, or because we never didn't have a true five out there. Cook's doing everything he could, Pat was doing everything he could, and so teams saw that as our huge weakness. So it's helpful to keep him out of foul trouble in the zone. So it's helpful that we're rebounding well out of the zone. So those things it's a cumulative effect with my decision making.
Anything else? Is maybe going more to the zone earlier in the season something maybe retrospect that you're saying you're reflecting on yourself too and kind of learning as you go, just because he before, when he was healthy, sometimes foul trouble was a thing.
Yeah.
Kept him out of it at that
time.
Well,
in the first 9 games, I mean, we were doing anything and everything. Like a lot of times, it was just save legs because we only had a 7-man rotation in that first 9 games. So we were trying to, it was hard because we didn't have anybody to put in the game. So each situation is different. Tonight it felt like that was the way to go. So, and credit to our staff and our assistants and putting together a game plan and game plan that was successful.
Raekwon was talking earlier about how he could kind of look at a season as a roller coaster. Obviously, he's on that uptick right now. What's the difference with him when he's at that level as opposed to when he's on the downswing?
He's doing a lot better job letting the game come to him, just being patient with it. He's going to get his touches one way or another. So understanding what's the best opportunity to attack, because he's naturally in attack mode. That's the way he plays. But just the time and score and when's a good time to go downhill and when's not. So sometimes just giving it up and getting it back is the way to go.
I feel like JoJo's really started to come into his role and understand kind of how he can help this team.
No, he was excellent. He was excellent tonight. 8 and 3 in 11 minutes and plus 3, and so other than missing 2 free throws, which is kind of uncharacteristic of him, but he left 2 on the table there. But he was excellent coming in, and we need to find some more minutes for him. Whenever we can, and keep guys as fresh as possible. But he's fighting for minutes with Q, and Q had a really good game. He took care of business out there tonight and played well. So it's whenever you can step in and help the program, JoJo's the perfect guy. He's a program guy. He's going to do everything the right way. He's going to be the first one in the gym, and it's great to have those guys that understand their role, and whenever it's time to go, they step up.
Josh, how many times do you think you're going to play a game where the other team takes 60 and more shots and you win the game?
That ain't going to happen very often. I looked at that and I kind of took a double take when I saw they took 38 threes, which that's a high volume of threes. So maybe we caught them off guard, and maybe they didn't think they'd see that much zone. But yeah, that's I didn't even realize they had 16 more attempts than us. But I mean, you look at the game. I said it's going to come down to three things, and one, looking back to the last three losses, three in a row. I mean, I think they scored almost 75 points off our turnovers in those three games, and second chance points were huge. I think between those two categories, last game out against Baylor was like totaled 42 points between points off turnovers and second chance points. So my big message is, we take care of the ball, work for the best shot, and we finish possessions with a rebound. And third thing is we had to match their toughness because they really out-toughed us, and they're way more physical down there in Orlando.
Coach, in terms of morale, yours, the teams, the programs, just getting this one tonight and in the losing streak, how much, I mean, how big is that?
It's critical. It's critical at this juncture, especially when you go on the road and playing two really tough opponents on the road. And K-State's had their struggles, but they're as hard as anybody to beat in Bramlage. And so you got a 2-game road trip, and Hilton and Bramlage are not fun places to play. So it's critical to get that confidence and have a few days to prep before we head out, and need to win one away from the road and see one go down on the road. That'd be even more critical for our confidence.